Hello, Houston. It's Elizabeth Miranda, your bilingual realtor with Miranda Properties, and welcome to Casa y Vida Houston on CBBA Radio. Before we get started, before we go on with our guest, we want to talk about our sponsors. So we want to thank our sponsors for the show, and they are Susie Condolopoulos is our sponsor for the show, and she is a loan officer, and we actually have her on the show today, and her information is on the screen. So you'll get to talk to her you'll get to hear from her a little bit more. Our second sponsor is Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency, which is an insurance company located in Deer Park, Texas. They specialize in homeowners insurance. So make sure you give them a call for homeowners and for flood insurance, which is very important. It doesn't matter where you live in Texas, they can help you. And our third sponsor is Miranda Properties, which is our company. Oh, no, not that one. Miranda Properties. Wrong one. Not yet. Okay, well, that's okay. That's okay. But Miranda Properties, it's myself. So, of course, we will help you buy or sell a home. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our first guest today. But before we move on to our first guest, I do want to tell you that we do have our special guest today, which is going to be Carlos Salazar, which is going to talk about Yo Soy Americano. But before we talk to him, we want to talk to our first guest, which is Susie Condolopoulos with Gateway Mortgage, because we always want to hear a little bit about real estate first. So welcome, Susie, to our show.
Thank you, Liz. I appreciate the invitation and being on with you today.
You are very welcome. So, Susie, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about TDHCA. It's a down payment program, and the funds are available. It's a great program to help people get into a home.
Okay, so tell us about this program, Susie. What is it the program consists of?
So TDHCA is a bond program. It helps you with your down payment. So they're giving 4% for FHA loans, and they're giving 5% for conventional loans.
Okay, so that's of the loan. So in other words,
Yes.
if someone has a loan that, they're going to buy a house for, say, $150,000, and it's going to be conventional, they could get how much?
So that would be 5% of the loan amount.
Is there a maximum?
Yes. Well, the maximum assistance is 5% for the conventional loan. The maximum assistance for an FHA loan is 4%. So basically, whether it's FHA or conventional, it's going to cover the down payment. The clients still have to come up with the closing cost. So the closing cost can come from a gift, it can come from 401k money, or sometimes the seller will contribute and pay for some of the closing costs for the buyers.
Okay, guys. So see, I just wanted you guys to see that there's always down payment assistance money available. So we don't want that to keep you from buying a home. If you're looking to buy a home and you need help with your down payment assistance, we do have this program, so you can always call Susie. Now, Susie, they still have to pay closing costs. What about the closing costs? Can they get that money for maybe a gift or something else?
Yes, all gifts. Gifts can be used on most loans, and the gift has to come from a family member. So the family member can be your wife or husband if they're not on loan with you, your grandparents, a sister, brother, niece, nephew, anyone, in-laws, mother-in-law, father-in-law, anybody like that. Anyone related to you can give you a gift and help you with your closing cost.
Okay. Now, are there any income limits for this
There
program?
are income limits, and I will give you those income limits. The income limits for Harris County for a family of 1 to 2 is going to be $74,900. That is a household of 2 people. Now, a household of 3 or more, the income limit right now is $86,135 a year. That's a year, and that's for all people in the house over 18 that are earning income, that have any type of income, whether they work or they have Social Security or disability or anything like that. If they have income and they're over 18 and they're going to live in the house, we do have to count the income, and they cannot pass those 2 numbers. So if it's 1 to 2, again, that income limit for Harris County, Galveston County, Chambers, Fort Bend, Montgomery, all the counties surrounding Houston, 1 to 2 persons is $74,900, and then 3 or more people in the house, it's $86,135. $135.
So that's pretty good. So even if you're making, I think that's a pretty good amount of money. Even if you're making $86,000, and you're a family of three, you can still qualify for this program. Or if you're a family of four and you're making up to 74,000, so it's still. Or I may have gotten that around, but that's basically 74, 86, and those
Yes.
basically that income bracket, you can still qualify for this program. Okay. Now, what about credit score? What is the minimum credit score that's needed?
The good thing is that you only have to have a 620 for FHA. We go down to 620 whether it's an FHA loan or a conventional loan. So most programs and most lenders won't even really do a loan under 640 on a credit score. So 620 is, I think, very generous.
Very much.
And it opens up for a lot of people to get this assistance. 620 is very good.
Well, that's excellent. That's awesome. Anything else that we missed that we need to cover about this program, Susie?
They do have to be first-time home buyers, and the way they define that is first-time home buyer means you cannot have owned a home in the last 3 years. So if you've owned a house in the last 3 years, your name was on title, you would not be able to use the program. But if you haven't, you've never bought a house, or you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, you can apply for this program and get the money.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Susie. Well, there you have it. If you are interested in buying a home, and if your income is, anywhere less than 70,000 or less than 80,000, give us a call, and we will, make sure that you fill out an application, and we will get you to Susie, of course, and she will let you know if you qualify, and we'll help you get the funds for this program. All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for that information, Susie.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. And we're going to move on to our second guest now. And our second guest is Carlos Salazar, and he wrote the book, Yo Soy Americano. And he is a teacher at Sam Houston High School. So welcome, Carlos.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure to be here. I'm really, really excited, and thank you for the invitation.
Well, we're so excited to have you and to learn more about your book. And I've got the book right here, by the way. This is the book, and it says Yo Soy Americano, and then it says Yo Soy America. So tell us, Carlos, first of all, about the book. First of all, tell us about the title. What does this mean, and why did you name it this?
Well, first of all, the title talks about the continent itself. I mean, I think there is a misunderstanding that America, it's a country, when America is a continent. And I want to leave clear that we have three different parts in the American continent, and we're all Americans. It does not matter if we're born in the U.S., in Mexico, Ecuador, Argentina, anywhere, you're still an American, and I feel like this is a powerful message.
Mm-hmm. Wow. There it is. And so tell me, you recently wrote this book, and well, tell me a little bit about yourself. First of all, I said that you are an instructor at Sam Houston High School, a teacher, right? So tell us a little bit about your background then.
Definitely. So I came here when I was 14 years old. I came from Mexico. With the whole story behind the immigrant, I mean, family having problems in Mexico. We were definitely going through a lot of issues, and my dad decided to do something about it. We came to the U.S., and I had to choose. I had to choose either going to school or start working, and I decided to do something with my life. I decided to change, I guess, the direction of the family and do something, go to college and do something different. When I was done with my university career, I said I have to go back to my community. There is nothing else that I have to do but go back and help them out, and that's why I decided to go back to Sam Houston, and I've been there for the past 3 years. But I noticed something, though. I noticed that we were not covering inside the class. They were not speaking about immigrants. They were not speaking about the undocumented immigrant. They were not speaking about my family, about my friends, about my relatives. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do something. If they don't do it, I have to get it done. So I decided to write this book, and the book has been out there, and hopefully it will be in every single school in the U.S. soon.
So tell me, what kind of things do you cover in the book?
So first of all, we talk about immigration. When we think about the word immigration, we think about the fact that it's political, and I don't want to make it political. I want to cover the topics that I want my students to know. For example, we have to know about DACA. I am a dreamer. I've been a dreamer for the past 4 years, and I'm really proud of that. And it's nothing bad. It's nothing negative. It's something positive. And I want them to know the real definition of being a dreamer. I mean, they don't even know about the name. They don't even know about how many years you can be here. They believe that I can go out of the country. They believe that I can do anything that everybody else can do, and it's not like that. So I said, you know what? I want every single student who's taking the class to be able to learn about it. So the first topic is about immigration. The second one talks about problems in Mexico, social problems. I mean, our neighbor is Mexico. We have to know about what's happening in Mexico to realize what's happening in the border. And then the other one is family. I believe that we as Hispanics have to have in mind that being a Hispanic, it's definitely a key point to be together. Not only with your dad and your mom, but your neighbor. And if you're coming from Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Argentina, we have to help each other. So I just want to leave those key points inside the book.
Right, and so one of the things that I noticed about the book that it's, again, I thought, looking at the cover, I thought, well, it's either going to be about pictures about Hispanics or it's going to be political. And that was really kind of what I thought. Then once I had an opportunity to look at the book, I see that really what it is more of essays, right? It has essays, poems, and you said activities also, right?
That's right.
And so... And, in the brief conversation that I had with you before we started the show, you said that basically, I guess one of the purposes is to start discussions, start conversations about the different topics, right?
That's right. So communication is key. I believe that my job is not only to teach my students how to write. I want them to know how to actually be in the real life situations. And if you don't know how to communicate yourself with anyone, then you're not going to make it anywhere. So for me, it's important for them to be able to discuss, to be able to have a conversation or an argument, but a positive argument. I don't want them to fight. I don't want them to argue about, things that don't matter. I want them to have a healthy debate where they can talk, they can debate. And all of the topics, we include in there in every part of the book that you have to respect what everybody else is thinking.
That sounds
You
really
can
good.
share, but you have to understand that he's not you, and you have to respect whatever he's telling you.
All right, well, hold that thought right there, because we're going to go ahead and go to a short commercial break, and we'll be right back to continue the discussion. Well, welcome back to our show, Casa y Vida Houston, and we are talking to Carlos Salazar, who wrote the book, Yo Soy Americano. He is a teacher at Sam Houston High School, and we were talking about, before the commercial, about the fact that the book has essays, poems, and activities, and the purpose is to start conversations with students, right? Now, one of the things I want to ask you, this book is used in which class? In which class do they use it?
That's right. So we use it in every native speaker class where they speak Spanish. But we do it in AP Literature, AP Language, and native speaker 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the classes that use it. And the way they use it depends on the teacher. I mean, the book gives them the whole, in charge of everything. They can do it online. They can do it through the activities on the app. They can do it the physical activities. They can print the activities. They can do everything. I believe that an educational app is supposed to be something simple. So I don't want the students to get confused about where to go, because as a high school teacher, I always get the same thing. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? So if you can just click here, go here, it's way better. So that's why it's been working amazing.
All right. So, and the book is in Spanish.
That's right.
Okay, it is in Spanish. Tell me a little bit about the activities as far as the book.
That's right. So I wrote 12 poems where I explain the real definition of being an immigrant. I didn't want to just write about it. I feel that it's better if I can give them a piece of a poem where they can read it, and it's going to take them a little bit of time, but they can understand the real definition of being an immigrant. And everything else, we include también one poem that speaks about how a dad is always working. He's always busy. He's always doing something. And the son has everything. He has a PlayStation. He has an Xbox. He has everything inside the house. But he still feels lonely. And we speak about that in 2018. And we try to give him everything. But at the same time, we're forgetting about family. So all of those topics are the key point of why they really do like everything that they see.
Mm-hmm. And then, so it's in Spanish. It's people that are native speakers, right? We
That's
said?
right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so I can see where definitely, I guess your intention is for them to read about stories also that they can relate to.
That's right. Every single subject that they see, every single topic that they see is related to equality, though. We think about equality in every single way, not only about being an immigrant, but being a woman as well. I definitely feel that a woman in 2018 is supposed to be independent. They're supposed to have their own things, and they should never feel that they depend on a guy. They should never feel that a guy is supposed to be in charge of the situation when they can be in charge of their own situation too. Me as a guy, I'm 27 years old. And I love a woman who's a professional. I love a woman that can tell me, no, this is how you're supposed to do it. We can work together. I love a woman that takes charge of everything, and that is the real meaning behind the book as well. That I want women, I want immigrants, I want Hispanic, I want everyone to take charge of their life and to actually see their life as something positive instead of seeing it as something negative.
That is truly something that's very important and very much needed in the Hispanic community, because no matter what, you're right, it's 2018, but in the Hispanic community, we see that a lot of times the women are not treated as equals, and even
That's
they
right.
themselves don't
That's right.
think that, that they're equals.
But the thing is, we were raised like that.
Yeah, we were raised.
We were raised like that. So now is the time to change the mindset, change the idea of how we see things, and we can start that from school, from the house. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but we have to put the seed inside so we can actually start doing something about it and change the situation.
Absolutely. Now, do you plan to write the book in English?
That's right. So the book is being translated right now. ESL schools are going to be using the book, hopefully. And the other thing that we're doing is the I Am an Immigrant speech that as of right now, we spoke to more than 3,000 students in 5 months. We'll be going to LA next year, 8 different high schools. We're going to Chicago, hopefully will happen. We'll be in Dallas as well, and different high schools in the Houston area.
Oh wow! So that's awesome. I think I think it could really definitely be very useful in English for non-Hispanic or even Hispanic children that are American, that are born here, or even those that are from other countries but they've been raised here and
right.
and they kind of have lost touch with what their parents
That's
and
right.
and immigrants have gone through.
That's
so
right.
I think it's very, very important. Absolutely, fantastic work. Let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. What about as far as what schools are you in?
Oh, definitely. So right now, Charleston High School is using the book. Sam Houston High School is using the book, and we're getting ready to be. It's going to be 12 by next month, and we're just waiting for the teachers to get inside the class so we can distribute the books. And Dallas ISD is getting ready to launch a program that is going to be for 3,000 students. It's definitely something huge. It's a big responsibility because since you have all these people behind your back asking you how to get everything done. But it's a pleasure, and it's something that I want to live for the next generation and show them that even a guy who came here with nothing, that I wish of having something. Now I'm here, and I want them to look at it and see if they can do it as well.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, that's just awesome. Let me ask you this: when did you start writing this?
It's been a 2-year process, but it's definitely been an amazing ride.
Wow. Well, again, I just want to say, first of all, congratulations and thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing, because honestly, it's work that's needed that sometimes people just don't do it.
And I really appreciate your attention being here, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. All right. And thank you, Susie. Well, I want to thank Carlos for being my guest. And Susie, also, I just want to remind you, I am Elizabeth Miranda with Miranda Properties. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home, you can reach me. My cell phone number is 832-878-1255. And remember that we are with you every Thursday at 1 o'clock in English, and then our show, we have it in Spanish at 1:30. So if you want to hear this amazing guest talk to you in Spanish, stay tuned for our Spanish show. See you next Thursday at 1.